Stack it up, stack it up, stack it up. Making that money, ain't on me. Making that money, living that dream. Making that money, ain't on me. Making that money, living that dream.
Hi guys, Shane here, Aus Flight Simmer. Welcome to another episode of Test Drive. Now if you haven't seen one of these before, this is where we take a scenery, an aircraft, a utility in all different types of flight simulators. I'll take them for a spin around the block and give you my first impressions. Is it value for money? If that's something you're interested in, please hit the subscribe button for more weekly content, and if you haven't done it already, hit that notification button so then you know when these vids come out. In today's video, yes, you guessed it, we are checking out the Tomahawk from Just Flight in X-Plane 11. So we're coming full circle here because we did do a test drive in P3D. We'll do a bit of a comparison, see how they feel, and is it worth you giving up your hard-earned cash for the Tomahawk in X-Plane 11? So why don't we jump into the test drive and take a closer look at the exterior of the Tomahawk. Conduct our walk around of the exterior of the aircraft. Just Flight claimed this is the most detailed GA aircraft to date. And I would have to agree, I've got a few of these down at my local and they have done a phenomenal job on the exterior of the aircraft. Being an older aircraft, they've really shown the wear and tear and it looks pretty true to life. Just Flight have even used extra animations in this one, right down to the ignition key vibrating in the cockpit. They've accurately modelled the PA-38 Tomahawk by using real world plans and comprehensive photos of the real aircraft. Ground equipment have been used, including chocks and tie downs, which you can see as we do the walk around here. They've used a 4K textures to produce the highest quality when it comes to the aircraft. And of course, on top of that, PBR, using reflections of the materials to make the aircraft look realistic and that extra immersion. As you take a closer look, you can see every bolt and rivet that's been put into the aircraft. All the details are fully accurate, and they've used the normal mapping for the tie-down rivet precisions and aircraft features to actually simulate the waves of the aluminium plate, or aluminum, depending on what part of the world that you're from. The Tomahawk comes with a bunch of liveries, 3 from the UK, 2 from the US, or 1 from Germany, or 1 from Canada, 1 from France, 1 from Netherlands, and also 1 from Australia. We're flying around in Orbx, Washington today, so we're going to be using some US liveries, but we've been saying that, why don't we take a look at the systems and the menus of the Tomahawk. The Tomahawk comes with the usual suspects when it comes to the menu that you've seen in their recent releases. We're just going to close the doors here. You've got things like auto start, open and close the doors. You've got your fuel, your balance, your interactive checklist, and also the flight control. All those things are included. I pretty much don't use any of them, so we're going to put those away. Going to take the chocks off and do a quick startup. As we jump into the cockpit of the Tomahawk, we'll quickly close the door and do a quick startup. Some of the systems that are included in the Tomahawk is a fully custom coded fuel system, electrical system, and also functioning carburetor and primer controls. All the circuit breakers work, and they have simulated the vapor lock and also simulated the spark plug failing for conditions too. So we're going to do a quick startup. As we get our avionics switched on, we're going to throw it into a montage as we quickly taxi down to our departing runway. Taxiing the Tomahawk around an airport is done with ease. It taxis really nicely. Even when you're screaming down the runway, it's not sliding around like some of the other GA aircraft within X-Plane. So they have done a real nice job. We're not going to do a run-up or anything. We're just going to whack the anchors here, get the aircraft ready to go, and we are going to enter the runway and depart straight out. We are all configured and are ready for takeoff. We're going to make our way out. We're not using any flaps, so we're going to scream down the runway and rotate at 60 knots and do our best climb at 70. So I'm going to be quiet now. Please enjoy. The takeoff should be interesting because it's not a flat runway on this one. There we go, pretty straightforward. Just had to apply a little bit of right rudder all the way down the runway, and then a little bit of pressure on the pushback of the yoke, and she just lifted off. So we're going to continue at our best rate of climb, about 70 knots. We're going to turn to the left shortly. We just need to pass this hill or mountain, so to speak, and we're going to throw it into a montage and then come back and take a better look at the cockpit before we get into some medium left and right turns to see how she handles in the air. Welcome back to the cockpit of the Tomahawk. As you can see, Just Flight has given this a bit of a wear and tear feel when it comes to the Tomahawk, and which it should be. It is an older aircraft. Some of the other things that it includes is the interactive checklist. It has a panel state mode, so when you save your flight, it will resume, and I tell you what, it does work. It has an aircraft configuration system in which you can configure the aircraft for a cold and dark start, or if you want to cheat, you can pretty much get ready to go. Fully functional and comprehensive IFR capabilities with avionics fit, including the GMA 340 audio, the SL30 COM nav 1 and 2, the SL40 COM nav 2, GTX 328 transponder, and also supports the Reality GTN 750, which is obviously, as you can see, I'm using the default GPS within X-Plane. Has a little flashlight in the dark so you can see what you're doing, and you do have the options to take the reflections off the gauges and also the windshield. But in all, very, very good, and I like the vibration effects and even the key wobbling around. That's a really nice effect as well. So good job, Just Flight, on the cockpit of the Tomahawk. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a left and a right sort of a clearing turn. Aim is to get to about 3,500 feet. Do a left turn, probably about a 15-degree turn, and just see how she flies in the air. And then we'll do a 360 on the left-hand turn, and then a 360 on the right-hand turn, and see how good I can keep my flying skills up, and also how the Tomahawk handles. And you might get a bit of a glimpse of Orbx Washington down below. How good does she look? Tomahawk is handling it pretty good as we make a left turn. It's more my piloting skills. I let it drop. It probably didn't have enough throttle in there to keep it where we need to go. So we're going to roll out, and we're going to begin straight away with the right hand turn. We're going to do the same, about 15 degrees, and see how we go. In my opinion, the Tomahawk flies really well. It's a very hands-on aircraft, but you can trim it up if you want to do sort of long flights. But if you want to do some GA circuits and fly around your local airport, this aircraft is a lot of fun for doing that. So we're going to continue on. We'll roll into a montage, and then we've got a really cool approach in to our destination airport. So looking forward to that.
Get up on your feet, time to dig deep. You can find that strength to set yourself free. Into the wild, into the wild. Into the wild, into the wild. Taking a leap, you and me driving on the off-road. We go.
We are all lined up for Darrington Airport. I believe the ICAO is a 1S2. It's another one for Orbx. Has a really nice approach in. We're lined up a little bit to the left, and that's because the trees are there and they're quite high, so they can get in the way on the approach. So we've trimmed the aircraft up for an approach speed of 70 knots, and he's flying quite nicely. There's not too much wind around, so it's not really a problem, and our vertical speed is about 1,000, and we're just past the 1,000 mark anyway. So I'm going to be quiet now as we are lining up, and please enjoy the approach into Darrington Airport. There we go. Lost a little bit of speed on the later part of the approach, and I'll probably slam the nose down a little bit too hard at the end. Well, it's a rental, so I don't know. I guess I should look after it. But anyways, we are going to throw it into a replay. Please enjoy, and I'll come back to you with my final thoughts as we are taxiing back to the GA area.
Making that money, rain on me. Making that money, living that dream. Making that money, rain on me. Making that money, living that dream. I'm gonna love it when paper keeps coming. Nothing that I can't buy. When I finally lose count.
As we pull off to the runway and make a way back to the GA parking area, one thing I forgot is that I have been test driving this aircraft in VR, and it flies like a treat. So the Just Flight Tomahawk in X-Plane 11, is it worth value for money? Well, you can pick it up over the Just Flight website for $41.99. I'll leave a link in the description below, and yes, I think it's definitely value for money. If you're after a GA aircraft that flies really low and slow, and you want a hands-on aircraft to practice circuits in, or even long hauls, you can trim up pretty well. I shouldn't say long hauls, but long flights. It is a value for money. It has a lot of character to it, flies really well, and I've been enjoying this one for a single GA prop aircraft as of late. So if you like today's content, please hit that subscribe button for more weekly videos. Thumbs up if you liked the video, and please leave a comment below on what is your favorite GA aircraft and what are you flying at the moment. I'm going to leave one of my other favorite videos up here on the right hand side, so once you go and click that and join me again for another video, and I will see you over there.